the KDrama Coffee Break, and look who we have with us today, Marisa.
Hello. Hi, Jen. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Good to see you all.
I'm
Calvin,
so excited to talk
Nora
to
K, Gina M.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. Please announce everyone that's here. Everyone's so excited to see you.
Sorry. It's good to see everybody. Gina, Calvin, Nora K. Who else is here? It's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
So I'm glad to be back for today.
So excited to talk K-dramas with you. There's been so many things happening. So as we have a K-drama coffee break, I'm loaded with my, hello, Nora Key. Thank you. I'm so glad. We love having you. We got Amna. Good to see you. Oh my goodness. It's such a great thing. If you're listening on the replay or listening to us or watching us on the replay or listening to us on the podcast, thank you. Leave your comments below. Let us know what your thoughts are on all of these K-dramas. Yeah, I got my Americano locked and loaded. What do you have today, Marisa?
I found my mug. I don't want to spill this. I put some iced coffee in here. This mug is totally
Delicious.
sweating. But yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Right?
We need the big
I got water. I got coffee. I got the whole thing going. I got a hot flash happening. I got the whole kit and caboodle happening right now. It's great. I got a fan going. It's a big day for me today. Who else we got? We got, Duck8926. Anne's back. Oh my God. It's so good to see you guys. So we had a pretty beefy week this week, y'all. So let's just take a quick look at it. We're basically going to do our order this week a little bit backwards so we can bring Caitlin on to talk about a couple of finales, her big finale with Oasis, because we couldn't leave her out of that, and some of the premieres that she watched. So we'll bring her in towards the end. So we're going to start with the watch list this week and then move our way to premieres and finales. So that's kind of the plan today. We got Jessica. Oh my goodness. It's so good to see you. Our favorite K-drama peoples. Thanks for being our K-drama BFFs, y'all. I love it. Freaking love it. So Marisa, we haven't talked to you in a while. What have you been watching that's really been what you've really been like juicily loving?
Juicily?
I mean, that doesn't have to be horribly juicily.
I was listening to this Hollywood agent, and she was saying how she's never sold so many rom-coms. Like just coming off of the pandemic, it's just people want light and love and, live. What's the live, laugh, life, love, whatever that is.
Right. Yes. Live, life, laugh. I don't even know. Like, love, live.
So, I have to say, I'm kind of with the majority on that. I've started a bunch, but all right, I know some of you were ranting with me on Instagram, but it's getting increasingly harder to find where these K-dramas are, right? You have to keep bouncing around, which is why you need our calendar and why you need Surfshark. But it's not like you just sit back, turn on Drama Fever, and they're all there for you.
God, right?
I know we're going to complain about this till the end of time, because now that Hollywood's discovered K-dramas, everybody wants a piece of the pie.
No, and now Paramount Plus is getting in the game.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? Yeah. Like Vicky has an identity, and Cocoa has an identity. Like that's where you go for K-dramas, and I could go on.
It's so hard. It's so hard. The thing I will say this about Surfshark. Surfshark is great if I can pronounce it. If you want to VPN it if you have the Disney account and you can go to Singapore to watch Dr. Romantic, right? Or, however you want to do it. But it also, I'll be honest, because you all know me, there's certain shows that I have to go off grid for. It totally protects my computer, which is really nice. So that's the other thing about it, which I'm digging, because it saved me. And when we get to it, we do need a centralized K-drama center. Gina, how do we get one?
I think that's our calendar. But you guys, that's the story. Monday's Happy Pill is a friend of mine on Instagram, and she got our Surfshark VPN, and that gave her the peace of mind, the security she needed to work in a public space, because the VPN protects your computer. And
I love the story so much.
Chanu. He was here for the Dior pop-up, and so for all you Astro fans, are you Chanu fans? He does occasionally come to LA. We know he's in mourning right now. We are very sad for him and his bandmates and for
my God.
But this happened before that.
Exactly. It happened before that. I mean, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but have you seen the pictures of him at that Thai event? Jill, How do you find it on our Coffee page? You should have gotten a link to it. If you are a member of our Ko-fi page, you get a link to it so that you have access to it. So hit me up and I'll make sure that you have it. We'll make sure that everybody has it if you are a member. I want to get rid of Netflix, but my God, they're big. I know. I totally understand.
Well, Netflix is actually investing in, Korean content, like writers, and, they're actually investing in it. Like they're part of the industry there.
Yeah.
What does Paramount Plus have to do?
2.5 billion. Yeah.
2.5 billion. Yeah.
Crazy. All right, you guys.
Maybe
we'll
get Kingdom 3.
Oh my God. Right?
Where are we at?
if you're going to dump that much money into you have to give the one that started it all its due. It needs a wrap up, y'all. We need a Kingdom 4, 3.5, whatever we're calling it. I know. Just like, go on. I need to know what happened. Julianne, you made it. Excellent. All right, you go. Extracurricular season 2, right? I mean, listen, I'm enjoying the multiple seasons of things. I don't need the second season to show up a week and a half after the end of the first season. That's a whole nother conversation, right?
Yes.
Right, Nora? I would sell my kidney for another season of Kingdom. I need answers, y'all. We need answers for that.
No kidding.
How do you give us Ashen of the North with the ending that we got from season 2 where they meet Ashen and then don't let us know Vagabond season 2? I know people are screaming for that, right?
They are.
Right? There's so many good ones out there. Oh my God. He's a delight.
Yeah.
He's a delight. That little nugget. I'm so happy to get out from under that awful contract that he was on.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Carrie, you made it. Excellent. Right? All right, you guys. So I think we got to get started. Let's get this thing rolling. Reese's putting her headphones in, which means it's serious. It is time to get serious and talk some K-dramas, y'all. Let's take a look at our calendar. All right, you guys. This is what we've got this week. So we're gonna start with our ones that are just the weekly ones. This is our watch list. Not all of our watch list, but we're just gonna talk about Family, The Unbreakable Bond. Are we going to talk about Vexing? I don't know what Vexing is, Jill. I mean, I know what Vexing is, but I don't know. Is that a show? What is that? Talk to me. Family, The Unbreakable Bond. Marisa, I did not watch this one.
Okay, so
where are we at?
It was a little traumatic for everybody because it's on TVN, but also on Disney Plus in Korea, but it didn't appear anywhere else in Asia. So, people in Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines who normally get these on Disney Hotstar, it didn't appear. And then I think you mentioned last week that it appeared on Disney Plus Korea, but with no English subtitles. So if you're sitting in Manila, you're like, where's my show? Where's Dang Yuck?
Yeah.
So I had to go to a site that I will not name.
See, an unnamed site.
Actually, I think I went to 3 unnamed sites because then so I know I'm safe because I've got Surfshark VPN, but now I'm trying to, airplay it onto my Roku and it's working, but there's no subtitles, but it's appearing on my phone. I'm like, y'all, it is just sometimes being a K-drama fan right now. It's really trying. It's
really trying, and you got to really want it. Jill, I think what you're trying to ask is if we're going to talk about the Baeksang Awards.
Oh, the Baeksang.
I think that's what it is.
Autocorrect.
Your autocorrect on voice chat it's special. It's super special. There are some times where you're like, I was typing something to write charming and it said scheming, and I'm like, no. I mean, maybe. But no. Right? Like 8926, like Disney's just like, we'll let you have this one. We won't let you have this one. Maybe we'll let you have this one 4 weeks after it starts on Hulu. Like, come on, make the awards. Yes.
Yeah. So
no to The Unbreakable Bond. Yeah, it's tough.
Well, yeah. So I watched 2 episodes and it's really funny.
Yeah. Oh, good.
And Jang Hyuk, I mean, it starts off with an action scene, of course, him doing his Jang Hyukian things. But then it turns into does a 180 into comedy because he, once again, we have a mom and wife who has her own business, but is ignored by her husband again and again and again. Okay. So it's but it's really funny, and it's, you know, if you've been waiting for the reunion of these two, then it's great. And then we also have the second female lead, who is
pull that up.
From Coffee Prince, Che Jung-an, who is really good and really beautiful and plays like the head of the spy agency. And I'm really enjoying seeing her. I always like her, and I wish she did more stuff. I think it kind of
is she not? She's the best friend in Bora Deborah, isn't she?
No.
Oh no, I got the wrong one.
No, but she. I think I don't have. I don't have great knowledge on her history, but I think it never really hit for her. Like, she didn't get into that stratosphere of like K-drama actress. So, but she's really good, and her suits are fantastic. So if you're looking for a comedy, if you're looking for a family comedy, their daughter is, of course, like the most adorable little girl ever. She's sassy, and she's Jang Hyuk's daughter. I can't remember Jang Hyuk's name. He's only Jang Hyuk to me.
Right.
But she knows how to fight. She's assertive. She goes after the boy she wants. You know, they're practicing a play. They're like in kindergarten, but she's full of emotion and highs and lows. And she's a smart little cookie, and I love her.
Yeah, it does seem Calvin also loves her. Says she's the star of the show and always steals the scenes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Nice. So I think it never pulled you in, Duke 926, and it sounds like those of us, we can't find it. So you either have to go off the grid or, yeah, interesting. Okay. Right. Are you sticking with it, Marisa?
Oh, well, yes. I love the two of them together.
Oh my God. That's like you asking me if I'm going to stick with Pandora. Of course I am. Lee Sung-yoon is in it. Of course you're going to stick with it. Jang Hyuk is in it. Of course.
Not a question.
Stupid question. It's a dumb question.
Dumb.
Well, keep us posted. I look forward to hearing more about it. I love it. Okay. Yeah. All right. Speaking of Bora Deborah, let's talk Bora Deborah. Y'all, I freaking love this show so much. It's just the best. I just love her.
I know.
I sympathize with her. I understand. I deeply am connected to this breakup because I'm like, oh God, no, not that one. Oh God, no, don't do that. Oh, I've been there.
Right.
Damn
it. Is it really a breakup if you haven't showed up at his house drunk, having not eaten any solid food in 3 days, and completely humiliate yourself? Like,
no. Is it? No.
God, so real.
It's just so not. It's all those moments where you're just like, I think I even on The Purge, when you go home and you like start tearing everything out of your closets that you've ever. I still remember vividly when I finally got the most recent ex I have. We lived together, and I remember the day when I finally got rid of like our side table, and it was the most beautiful piece of purging I've ever had. I got rid of it, and I was like, didn't I do this years ago? This is because it was just it was a useful piece of furniture, right? So I never got rid of it. And then I finally trashed it, and I was like, this is amazing.
I know. Like,
totally felt all of that in that scene.
Right? Like, why do these bad feelings linger in these things? But it's like, we just, it's like, she's only starting to like reclaim her life. And it's just like the pain. The pain.
Oh God, the pain. Oh, the looking at your phone to see if they've responded. Oh my God, all of it. Like, it's so visceral for me. I'm just like, oh my God.
You know what I really love about her is the excessive amount of time she spends in her bed. And it's like, she gets home and she's so upset. And it's not, I'm going to talk to my sister. It's not, I'm going to call my best friend. It's not, I'm going to sit on the couch and eat ice cream. It's literally, I'm going to get in bed. Like, the bed is my happy place.
Yes.
Like,
right?
Yes, it is.
It is. It's just, I mean, I remember once like literally laying in bed with my two cats and reading the entire, don't judge me, y'all. This was like 20 years ago. Reading the entire Twilight series in like one weekend because I just could not leave my bed. I was that upset. So again, I was like, yes, Bill and Ted, exactly, my cats. They were just like, Mom, are you getting up anytime soon? I'm like, no. Not happening. Right, Gina, the writing is so good. It's so tight. It's just so well crafted. and they are crushing it. And I love the fact that Lee Soo-hyuk, he's not a weird creeper. Like, he's not like, you're stupid because you're like this, like, get over it. Like, he's literally like, listen, this is my experience. It sucks, but it's like a common cold and you will get over it. I'm also upset, and they're both crying in their car. And I love that we've had 4, now we're at 6 episodes where like they just kind of have helped each other, but there's not this weird fated love thing happening. Oh my God. I just love it. So I'm super, super jazzed for this week's upcoming episodes where like the rom-com is now going to start happening.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I love the show so much, right?
But it's like we've earned this.
Right? Yeah. It was so
Twilight.
So bad. It was
the binge
bad.
that was Twilight.
I love the male lead. Yes, Gina. Yeah. And I think we had a conversation, like, was it last week or the week before, where people weren't really quite sure with their chemistry? I love their chemistry. It's not that crazy explosive love at first sight, which is always usually 90% toxic. It's just two people who understand each other and are going to grow together. And that's what I'm really excited to watch, for sure.
Right? Fall in love fast, fall out of love fast. This is not that. This is like two people who are actually going to grow together. I hope. So, we'll see what kind of shenanigans they throw at them.
Dear.
Oh, dear. Caitlin, Twilight TV series? What?
No. Oh my God, it's so bad. Oh my God, but Deck 8926, thank you. I think we did all have a Twilight phase. Yes, we were all there. So I thank you for commiserating with me on that and not leaving me alone to just be like Jen, horribly judged. Let's see, what else are what are my notes in here? Let's see. Oh God. Oh, and then I also loved that, because at one point I was like, what is this whole voice phishing scam thing? Like, what is this? It makes no sense. But then I realized that it was to basically show that he also cares for her more than I think anyone even realizes. Because he's like, it was the most normal thing you've done was ask me for some help. And then, I love that scene. And then it was basically to get her to walk into their offices and be like, yes, I'll take the book deal. And now they have to work. I was like, oh, okay. Now.
Yeah, I was concerned about that too. I'm like, oh, this is the device that they're going to use, and now it's over, and we're just going to get her into the publishing house. So that's good.
So I was really happy about that. But I also had to Google how much that amount of money her sister lost, and I was like, oh, that's a lot. That's a lot of money. Little sister got voice fished for. It was like $30,000. I was like,
it had to be painful. Yeah.
Oh my God, so awful. And I love how she was like, and the best friend is like, I love the best friend so much. She's so great. And her relationship with her husband, which is it's so messy, but not. And you're just kind of like, I just love him so much. But when she was like, did you like yell at her? She's like, how do you yell at her? It was $30,000. If it was like 5, I would have yelled at her. But yet, this is so bad that I was just piling on at that point.
Yeah.
So just like going.
Well, yeah, and now we're going to see the sister's relationship with our puppy, who's just out of the military, and who's such like a genuine soul. And it's so like young 20-something, where you're looking for the next guy, you're looking for the bad boy or the hot guy, but really you should be with the guy who loves you so much.
If only I could tell myself that back when I was 20. I love the younger sister. Oh, yes. Yeah. The sisters' relationship is beautiful, and I love it. I mean, they fight like regular sisters, but they love each other like sisters too. I do. I love it. Yes. We already know one hurdle will be his ex. Oh, yeah. Wait, which ex?
Because she of our male lead, because she works with her at the radio station.
Right. That's going to be interesting. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this show so much. I just love it. I just adore it. Yes,
I love it too.
So much.
And I just wish Amazon, what does Amazon Prime call it? True to Love. It's so.
Oh my God. Yes.
Yes. So if you're looking for it on Amazon Prime, it's not called DEBORAH, Deborah. It's called True to Love, which is the most like nothing prosaic. Like there's no personality to it. It's like, if you're going to embrace Korean dramas, Amazon Prime, now that you're in this swimming pool, like, give it the Korean due. It's Korean. Deborah. That's her name.
That's her name.
It's a Korean name.
Yeah.
Americans can deal with that.
Exactly. We can handle it. We can handle it, y'all. We really can.
Yes.
It's okay. Yeah. Okay. Who wants to bet the guy he saw with his ex is her brother? Is her brother? Is whose brother? Wait, I'm confused. Which brother?
Does she have a brother?
Does she have a brother? Hold, please. Let's go to our calendar real quick to figure out what's happening there. I'm not sure whose brother. Who's got a brother?
Yes, let's look for some family names on that.
Right?
We just saw him for a second. We haven't come back to that story yet because there's been so much crying and
so much crying, right?
Yes, and like
all right,
yeah, stalking and
oh my god, and denial. Then the male lead's ex.
The male lead's ex, yeah, the young woman that works at the radio station,
right? Yep. Whose brother though? That's what I'm confused by. I'm not sure what that means. Though the other part that was horribly visceral was when you see your ex out in the wild when you're broken up and you're just like, oh god, is he looking at me? Do I look okay? Smile, make this. I was just like, yes, I love you. I love you so much. Okay, let's see. All right, we got Uri. We got this is the couple. That's the husband. Soo-hyuk's girlfriend. I'm sorry, Joe. I'm not sure who the brother is at all. I apologize. I can't seem to find it either.
Well, since everyone's interrelated, it would not be a surprise.
I feel like we're gonna know who he is. Something's gonna come up for sure. My only kind of quibble, if that's the right word, is I'm not sure what the office girl Uri is all about. Yeah, like I'm not sure what that storyline is, because if this becomes a love line, it's going to be super creepy and I'm going to be really unhappy with the show.
Right. Why is he so fascinated with her? And,
I don't know. Yeah. It's the only part of the show that I'm like, I don't know what's happening here.
Yeah. Where is this going? I hope it's not going where it looks like it might be going.
Yeah. It's really creepy to me. So I'm hoping that it's just, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know where I hope it's going. I hope he just mentors her. That's it. Yeah. That's as far as I want. No, I think Jill's talking about the guy's male lead's ex talking to in front of her place to show that she is not over him. Yeah. No, the male lead saw his ex with a guy. Yes, correct. I thought you mentioned something about being someone's brother. So maybe I'm misunderstanding. I think the male lead would have known his ex's brother. Yeah. So I'm not really sure what that's all about. Yeah. Millie saw his ex a guy and Jill's, oh. I think it's Jill's voice to text again. It got me again. I have to remember. I'm sorry. The office girl is weird.
It's her own brother. Oh, right. Got it.
Oh, gotcha. That would make sense. Okay. All right.
Yes. The office girl with the very conservative uniform that she loves so much. And why did the boss buy it for her? And it's just like, we don't know where this is going.
I will say that the minute when she gave him the hearts and he was like, oh, that's creepy. Like he did kind of go, hey, Dr. Chi, good to see you. He kind of was like, that seems wrong. And then he asked Soo-hyuk, is that wrong? And Soo-hyuk's like, very wrong.
Yeah.
Absolutely wrong.
You're right. You're right. So that's good.
So that's that. I felt that was a good way to go.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Daughter, you know what, Jill? I did think maybe it had turned out to be his daughter somehow. I was really confused on how that would happen as well. But I also thought that maybe that was the case. But I'm not sure from where. Yeah. There's so many more things to do. All right, you guys. So we are loving DEBORA for sure. And that one is, I can't wait. That's really, truly my happy place every Wednesday. It's great. The other, we have two more. Let me try that again. We have, I'm looking at like 14 lists. So Marisa, you are watching Dr. Cha.
Yes.
How are you liking that?
So this is on Netflix. Easy to find.
Yeah.
I think it's also TVN. I love this show so much. Oh my God.
I honestly wasn't going to give it a chance, but you loving it this much, I might, and you guys know I love Kim Byung-chul, so I might have to give this one a chance.
He's very funny in it because he's having an affair. That's part of the setup.
I'm shocked.
And so, but he's like, he's married to Dr. Cha, Jung-hwa, is the actress, and she's reclaiming her life. She had a near-death experience. And let's just say it brought to light who in her family was willing to sacrifice and who was not. And so what you've got is a woman, a mother, a caregiver who has put her own career aside for 20 years. And this near-death experience was a wake-up call for her. She's like, I wanted to be a doctor. I couldn't be a doctor. And now I'm back in this hospital as a residency because she's discovering her worth again. So just this idea, I like that, yeah. So just this idea that you're not so much taken advantage of, but that you become, that this behavior of your family around you just takes you for granted. And don't we all just want to be seen, and valued? So, and nothing more than a doctor who saves lives.
Of course. And of course you're going to go from 20 years of not doing anything to suddenly being in residency.
Right. Because she's super smart. It's just, and apparently she just has to study a couple textbooks and she'll pass the MCATs or whatever the version over there is. Yeah, done. She's that smart.
Done. I'm brilliant.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I love it. So it looks like Calvin's got a few quibbles, or a lot of quibbles. And but Gina loves, as we all do, Kim Byung-chul, and no matter how awful he is, you're still like, you're adorable.
He finds the comedy in things, so it's, you can't hate him, even though he's doing despicable things. But then he'll turn around and do something honorable. But then he'll go back to being selfish again, because who strings a mistress along for that many years? It's not 20 years, but it's like,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah. But Calvin, I'm curious what your quibbles are from House. Yes, KDrama
magic.
Yes.
Housewife to residency in less than 2 months.
Yeah.
Done.
Let me tell you, because I went to grad school when my daughter was in elementary school. Oh my God. It was so hard. I'm like, write a paper? What?
Wait, what?
Oh my God, study for an exam? It was so hard. So hard.
Oh my God, I love it. All right, so we're only like 4 episodes in. It sounds like, and Caitlin, I did see your post, and I think, yes, everything I'm seeing on Twitter and whatnot, people are loving it. They are really, really enjoying it. So is it a comedy? Is it just kind of a wish fulfillment kind of comedy? Is that what it is?
Yeah. But here's the thing. Dr. Cha is at her core a kind, empathetic person. And so as she's going through, just kind of, she hasn't discovered her real strengths yet. She's starting to as a doctor. And it's that she listens to people, whereas, everything moves fast in an emergency room. But who's the hot doctor? Because
I think that's Min Hook.
Yeah, who plays an American who went to Harvard, went to Stanford and Harvard. So in the eyes of Korean culture, you can't get more impressive than that. But he sees her, and he's also at the same time kind of sitting back because he knows everything. He was the doctor that initially did her liver transplant. So he's sitting back and watching these lies perpetuate, and like Kim Byung-chul trying to hide his secrets about what, a fantastic husband and doctor he is. And he's just sitting back and kind of laughing. And because he's American, he's straightforward. He's like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? This is your strength. So it's really, these are things that she's not getting from the people who are in her own life, in her family. She's getting this from this like hot doctor from Harvard. So, why wouldn't you?
Yes, I will totally. So Calvin's big quibble is that both women in this show look like fools. One of them just believes he will, will leave her, and he hasn't. And Dr. Cha won't even try to attack her husband for his foolery. Do you agree with that?
Do I agree with this assertion? Okay.
Yes. Marisa, your thoughts.
Okay. Esteemed colleagues, I'm here today.
Welcome to my TED Talk.
Right. Welcome to One of them believes he will leave her. Yes, because women believe in love so much that they will believe the lie that he will leave. This is not new. This is not new information. I hate to tell you this, Calvin. Women make dumb mistakes just as much as men do. Dumb. Believing that he will leave his wife. She's starting to smarten up a bit though, but you know, I don't want to give anything away. But she's been telling herself this lie for years. Oof. And then the wife, you know, Dr. Cha, listen, when they've been married for 20 years. They've raised 2 children. This is her life. You know, she's invested in this life. She's invested in the health and wealth and safety and success of her children and of her spouse and even of her mother-in-law, right? So, you know, it's going to take 16 or 14 episodes for her to come to the realization that she does indeed need to put herself first. And where that's going to land with Kim Jong-chul or the hot Harvard doctor, I'm not sure. But
Calvin went all caps on this one.
Oh,
so
no.
I think this was his big quibble.
Well, treating her like a maid. Let me tell you something. When your kids are little, Calvin, do you have children or do you have little ones in your life? Because when your kids are little, they can't they're babies. They can't do anything for themselves. You're literally teaching them. So, and I can't even explain it, but you blink and they've gone from like toddlers to teenagers or high school kids. And it becomes habitualized. It becomes, this is your life. This is the reason why, like, that mom wears the face mask. Oh, I'll go get it, because she's gotten it for her every day since whenever the SARS epidemic was, 10 years ago. And this is just what your life becomes. And it's not a terrible life that she leads. It's just that she's becoming more self-aware and of her value and finding that, listen, children, we were all kids, right? We pass through our parents' lives. Guess what? We move out of the house sometimes. Some of us don't, maybe. But,
some of us move back in.
Someone was moved back in. That does happen. Yeah. Yes. Well, it's a K-drama. Yes, she had a liver transplant and she woke up and next thing you know, she's like, back in residency. So yeah, it's a K-drama, right? Something dramatic had to happen in order for her to change her life. So here we are.
Toya, you better stick around for when we talked about Pandora, because I need my fellow Lee Sung-yoon love. Your husband was amazing. All right, so it sounds like Dr. Cha is a lot of fun, and how do I say this? You can really it resonates with a lot of people if you have kind of raised a family and been a part of this. Is that what I'm hearing?
I think so, because otherwise you're like, why doesn't she see the writing on the wall? Why doesn't she, see how she's being treated?
Otherwise, we're Calvin and writing in all caps, which would be me. What is this madness? Treat that woman with some respect.
That's right.
Right. I'll have to check it out because I enjoy all the actors in it, and I'm seeing a lot of really good stuff. But we'll have to check it out. It may liver drink. Yes. Don't do it.
Marco's being sassy today.
Marco is sassy today. He is super sassy. All right, guys. Let's see what else we got going on. All right. I think that. Oh no, we got Chosen Attorney, y'all. All right. Who is still watching Chosen Attorney? We got Chosen Attorney. Yeah.
Are you enjoying it? Is it, I watched 10 minutes and I was like, oh, he's that character. I don't think I can handle him right now.
You know what? He started as that character and he's evolved and I'm really digging it. I will say though that episode 9 was kind of a mess. Did anyone else think that?
Oh no.
Yeah, it was weird. It was just kind of all over the place. And I don't know. Yeah, I did get a bit formulaic for sure. It's still like the joy of it kind of fell apart. I'm enjoying it. The leads. I mean, listen, Udo Wong and Bona have great chemistry. And I love the fact that Udo Wong's character, Kang Hang-soo, is just like, I love you. And when I finish with my revenge, I want to have a life with you. And she's like, okay, I have a secret I have to tell you. And he's like, great, we'll both wait for each other. It's like, it's so simple and pure. And you're just like, this secret is going to destroy them. And you knew it was coming. And you're just like, oh God. And it showed up this week. And I feel like they were kind of rushing to get there. I do like how his sister is on I know. We found out the sister is one of the bad guys. He did start out as that dude. And I love that he's changed. The sister is as part of the bad guy crew. And like, people, it's a little bit more nuanced than I kind of think maybe I even expected myself. But yeah, when he finally found out that she is the princess, you knew it was going to be rough. And it was poor. And Udawang just did it so well. Like, he didn't even say anything. He was just so shocked, and his eyes just get big, and he just gets like all teary-eyed. Like, are you fucking kidding me? And it was kind of amazing. And I'm like, now I might run right back in. Oh, the love triangle isn't even a triangle. It's basically our guy. Where is he? Oh, yeah. Cha Hak-yeon's Yoo Ji-sun. He's just kind of, you think he's kind of a good guy, but his dad is the worst of the worst. So our big bad is Yoo Jae-se. And he basically, Bona is in love with Kang Han-soo, right? Yoo Ji-sun is in love with our princess. Also, we got two guys in love with the princess. She's like, I don't want anything to do with you because your dad had my dad killed. So you are not, it's not happening, y'all, at all. And so what does our boy do after he's like, you can use me and I will be there for you and it's going to be great? He basically goes to his dad and is like, if I have this kind of power, I want to use the power to marry her, and that's what's going to happen. And we're all just kind of like, dude. Right? He turned bad. I think he's going bad, Jill. I hope the second lead doesn't turn evil. I think he's headed in that direction. Maybe he'll see the error of his ways, but that is the turn that it seems to be taking, which it's kind of juicy because the sister is in love with this guy, with Yoo Ji-sun, with our second lead. So it's possible by the end of this show, Kang Han-soo will be the brother-in-law to Yoo Ji-sun if all goes well, or everyone will be dead except for our princess, who is now married to the greatest lawyer in all of Joseon. There's that. So yeah. So I mean, I'm enjoying it, but I thought that 9 was just kind of a mess. Like, it was just, they were bouncing all over the place story-wise, and like I was just kind of like, but 10 was super solid. I really enjoyed it. So,
yeah. Wow. I wonder what happened. Looks like they gave it to someone else in the writer's room. I mean,
yeah, it was just really, let me take a look at my notes and see if there's anything that I was just kind of like, what in the holy hell is happening? Like, I'm not going to lie. I even hit play on 9, and it took me a minute to remember where we were in the story. And so that took me a minute, but then we just kind of like, what did I write? And then they kind of bounced over to the king, and then they bounced over to here. They just kept bouncing to different places to like try and flesh out the story. But I'm like, just stop and tell us what's happening.
Just too bad.
Let us know. Yeah, it was a weird. Get to 10, y'all. Get over 9. 9 was kind of a mess, but 10, I really, really enjoyed it. And by the end, I was like, oh, pumpkins, no. But yeah, their chemistry is delicious, and I love it. And he is so, I needed a sip of coffee to think about it. He's just so freaking charming, and it just plays so well that you absolutely, I mean, they really play well together, and I'm really enjoying it. And his relationship with Dong-chi, who's his best friend he's had since, it did set up the app. You are right, Duke8926. It was a bit draggy. Thank you for agreeing with me on that. And what's up with the king? Is he playing dumb? The king, I don't think the king's going bad. The king has not gone bad yet. He just keeps getting boxed into a corner, as all kings do in every historical that we watch, unless they are the big bad. And so overall, I'm really digging it. The sister is in a bad spot, but she also has become kind of listen, the big bad of this show took the sister, realizing who she is, blah 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 blah. She ends up on a boat. She gets saved. He basically made her a courtesan, and basically hoard her out to basically bring her under, be like, you do this for me. Courtesan. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. And then he basically did that, and then I'll let you have your revenge. So she's kind of become his confidant / it's really weird and creepy. Oh. I'm hoping that she crushes him in the end.
This is a really good recommendation for me. This sounds like a really good binge.
I think it'd be great as a binge. I think waiting week to week, I kind of lose the thread because I've watched so many other stories and I'm like, wait a second, where are we? So when I have 2 episodes back to back, I'm really into it. But yeah, so the king is trying to take down the right minister. Correct.
As always. As always,
right? But every time he makes a move, something else happens, and the right minister is just one step ahead. And so it's been an interesting little chess game, and I have enjoyed it. Yeah. I think the king is smarter than he lets on. Yeah. And now we've got the Dowager Queen kind of in there, and We got the sister who's our princess, who's trying to help the people. So I think it's a great binge. I would definitely, we have 6 more episodes. Definitely check it out for sure.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
All right, guys. Yes, jot that one down. Highly
Watch
recommended. It's a binge.
Lawyer.
Yeah, I think it's a great binge. I think it'd be really a lot of fun as a binge. All right, you guys. All right, let's jump into the premieres for this week. I think that covers our watch list for the most part. All right, y'all. Let's jump in here. Let's go with, we'll just work our way back. And then we'll jump with Caitlin and we'll go from there. Dr. Romantic 3, y'all. Did you guys catch this one?
Oh,
it was not easy to find. We have a poll. That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Marisa. I got to lean over here. Oh, poll. Where you at?
This was another one that appeared only on Disney in Asia. Yeah. So fire up Surfshark and tell it you're in Singapore or Hong Kong or Manila or, Bali. Let's pretend we're in Bali in Indonesia.
I found that Singapore worked for me really well. It looks like more than 75% of y'all did not watch this one. So,
okay.
I mean, I'll be honest, it was fun. It was good to see everybody again.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like there was nothing new. It's just, I feel like these additional seasons are often just to hang out with the crew again. Like there was no big story. Unfortunately, we spent way too much time with what's our trash actor's name? What's his name? There we go.
Yeah.
He's got way too much of an actual presence in this season, in my opinion.
He does. And
what is
that's going to be problematic.
And
it's hard for us to Lee Kyung-young. It's hard for us to watch that.
It is.
But oh man. This show got huge ratings in Korea. So
huge.
Huge. And the way it started, I have to say, was giving me like Descendants of the Sun vibes.
Oh, yeah, you love the exact same way. It was like, what's happening? What is happening?
Right? It was like this military operation and like just the very, it was dead of night and just like the lights from the ship. And then like An Hyo-sup like walks off the helicopter.
My god! And the one that the spin that it was Kim Sang-boo when he finally showed up on the boat and he does this spin to put his
medical coat on,
his medical apron on. I was like, what's happening?
I know, but then like Kim Min-jae also like steps off, like he and his jawline step off the helicopter. I was like, this is
just say how much I love the fact that Kim Min-jae shows up still for this role.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
His star is rising. He's the lead in his own dramas. He's doing really well. And he's still like, you bet. And he still shows up for this role. And I love it. And he's just a support character. I think that's fantastic.
I know. And you know what? Because there's so many, I'm going to have to start searching here on YouTube for behind the scenes stuff, because there's like deep relationships between these actors as friends. Like An Hyo-sup and Kim Min-jae were trainees together, and then I think are they all with YG? I mean, Lee Sung-kyung and Kim Min-jae have that music video together where they're dancing because his real B persona, his hip hop persona. They're both great dancers. So there's like just all sorts of extra stuff that goes on with this cast. So maybe that's part of the reason it was so huge, because it's just they're superstars in Korea. So
they really are.
Yeah.
And I think that's just what it was. I was like, that's, because I mean, maybe it's just here in the States, but once certain people reach a certain level of success, they're like, I'm not doing a guest star role. What are you talking about?
Right.
And so this was it was so nice to see, right?
You know what they do here in the US? They go off and they do their indie film where they transform themselves by putting on 8 pounds and then, right? And then that gets them they're going for that Oscar nomination, right? That's the trajectory of like the superstar here in the US.
Right.
Hollywood. So, but this is fun. This is fun.
It was a lot of fun. I really liked it. I love the fact that I really, even though the opening reminded me of Descendants of the Sun and it was all very, intense and medical and all that, where I really started to kick in for me was when we got back to Doldum Hospital and our three, the nurses and the anesthesiologist and manager John were just all like, "What is happening? Why are we doing this? What is?" And I was just like, "There it is. That's what I was. That's what I wanted.
That's
to
the
see.
fun crew.
Like, that was. And then when they all ended up in the trauma center, I enjoyed that. Yeah. It did not show up on Hulu. You only really can watch it if you have either a VPN or you go off grid. And I would recommend just doing something to protect your computer if you do that as well.
Yeah. And this is on SBS in Korea. So, the only people getting Disney money are like the network and the production companies. So,
right.
But now wait a second, because Pandora showed up on Hulu a couple weeks after, right? So maybe
this one might show up on Hulu like halfway through the run, and then it might happen, right?
Right?
Who knows?
I know. We'll have to do a poll next week. Count how many streaming services you subscribe to. That's a bad idea. That's
a horrible idea. That's a painful count for me, Marisa.
I don't actively want to know how much I'm actually spending on streaming sites.
I know. I'm like, oh my God, I might as well just get cable again. It was awful. I was like, I cut the cord. It's so great. It's like, oh God, no. I think I'm paying like 4 times as much as I used to.
I think so. Oh my goodness.
Brutal. We just don't know. Right. Exactly. Yeah. They don't tell us. They don't tell us at all. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, there it is. Oh, absolutely, Gina. Completely depressing. Completely depressing.
Yes.
All right. So, I'm going to definitely stick with it. I'm enjoying it. I will say my only quibble is once again, our 2 main leads, we got Cha Eun-jae and So Eun-jin are doctors. They were our season 2 couple, and now we're in season 3, and they moved in together, and they're still acting like all like weird and virginal. And I'm like, what is happening?
I know. It was a 3-year time jump.
It's a 3-year time jump. Like,
yeah.
Come on. She's like, what? This is why we moved in together, to save money, because we're always working. And I'm like,
well, they've added to the cast. They added the really good looking soldier from Crash Landing on You. What is his name?
Oh yes, he was the one that was the terrible. He was yes, hold it, please. Let me open it.
Yes.
I knew he looked familiar. I couldn't place him. Like, why do I know who he was?
His name is Lee Shin-young. And yeah,
his cast is huge.
Yes, so many actors in this. So I don't know where the love line is going to come. Actually, I would love romantic Dr. Teacher Kim to have a romantic Dr. love line.
I feel like they're teasing us with Nurse O.
Do you remember the end of season 1 when who was it? Why am I blanking on her name?
Oh my God, I just blanked on her name too. I see her face too. Kim oh my God, she's our girl.
She is our girl.
Please. She's our girl. Stop.
She's Jangum Ja. And I'm blanking on her.
I know. I'm like, I got Jangum Ja. I can't think of. Hold, please. Oh yeah. Come back. Damn it. Y'all help us out. What's her name?
So at the end of season 1, she showed up for a cameo, and we're like, oh, she's the ex.
Oh, Kim Ae-soo. Thank you, Caitlin. Yes, Kim Ae-soo.
Yeah. So, but that just played out as a cameo, and that was that.
It did, but did you get to the part of the episode where Trash Boy found a picture of him with Kim Hae-soo, and he pulled it out, and I was like, oh, are we bringing her back? Like, that'd be exciting. I could get on that. Yeah.
That would be good. That would be good.
Yeah. So there's that. So this cast is huge. I will say the one that I was the most excited to see, though, as a new member, where is he? There he is.
Yes.
Lee Hong-nae.
Yes.
I know.
Yeah.
I really like him a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. So I was excited to see him for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's that one. All right, Romantic Dr. Teacher Kim 3. Let's see what you got for us. Let's do it. All right. Next up, The Good Bad Mother. Who all watched this? Did anyone else watch this besides me? Because I watched both episodes. I dove in, y'all. I dove in. I dove in hard. It's on Netflix. Really? And I was surprised how much I actually didn't hate it.
All right. I need to hear more about this. Because I was anticipating sad and traumatic and just like, oh.
I mean, I will say this. I did skip probably in the first 20 minutes, we get the backstory of her falling in love, mom, the bad mom, Ramiran, falling in love and getting married and being pregnant and all this kind of stuff. We all know dad dies because the synopsis is she's a widower. So it's corruption and they want to basically they want to get rid of his pig farm because the Olympics is coming through and he says, oh no, that's not going to happen. And so they burn it down and he's like, what are you doing? And then he goes to the what am I trying to say? The prosecutor in charge also corrupt. And it's these two tools right here, right? So these guys are always bad. As soon as you see them, you're like, oh, bad. You're bad guys. And then, I kind of skipped around because I knew he was going to die. And they basically set up him killing himself, a suicide, right? So that's what happens. So mom falls apart. She's pregnant with our boy Kang Ho. She moves into a new neighborhood and meets her neighbors who are unhappy about having a pig farm there. The neighbors are amazing, y'all. Like, listen, the neighbors are hilarious and I love them so much. First and foremost, two of my favorite actresses. We got Mago, y'all, is here, and she is a farming lady, and she's got a kid on her back, and she's amazing, and I love her. And then we've got Kang Ma-gum, who you guys know I love so much from what was it?
Sell Your Haunted House.
Sell Your Haunted House. Thank you. And Kim Won-hye is the chief, the village head.
Oh wait, I didn't know he was in it.
Yes. And so it's a really cute setup. So blah, blah, blah. She moves in. She gets in an argument with them, all arguing with her about we don't want a pig farm and how dare you. Oh my God. The other part that I love the most, and I didn't show her face, but Kim Won-hae's wife in every scene in the first 2 episodes, Marisa, is wearing a sheet mask on her face. She's got her hair pulled up and she's wearing a sheet mask and she constantly is giving dire predictions. So they walk in. She's almost like a shaman. She's got this face mask on. And they walk in about this whole pig farm situation. And everyone's like, we're going to tell her to go. And we don't want to have a fight. And it's going to be bad. And she goes, this is just like the town next door to us. And they all got in a fight. And someone got mad and poisoned the well. And everyone died. And everyone just looks at her like, what? And so she just has a different, like the first one is just a pure white one. The next time you see her, she's got a full black one. The next time you see her, she's got a panda one on. It's just, it's hilarious. And then what's really interesting for me, so she ends up giving birth to Kang Ho, and then Kang Ma-gum gives birth to her daughter, Mi-ju. They in the same room in the same time, like literally within hours of each other. So fated together. We see this adorable picture of the kids together in their first breaths. And then we instantly jump to elementary school and she's already a bad mom. There's already a bullying situation. And so Kang Ho's already had to study too much and mom gets mad at him for sticking up for himself and beating his little calves with a stick and telling him he needs to study more and won't let him go on a picnic. So she's already horrible, right? Then we jump again to a high school situation where Mi-ju has got a crush on Kang Ho and he's studying and she brings them their birthday dinner or their birthday meal and they get locked. Samshik, who's the little boy who was on the back already of Ma-go, he locks them in, not realizing that both of them are in. I think he's just fucking with Kang Ho. And Mi-ju has a crush on him and they get locked in for the night. And bad mom has created this meal for Kang Ho for his birthday. But mind you, mom, throughout all the scenes we've seen so far with her, doesn't want him to eat more than he needs because it'll make him sleepy and won't be able to study. So he never has a full meal. So he's always hungry. And so there's this whole thing that happens and Mi-ju basically is like, telling him she got a crush on him and that she likes him. And then she gives up because they've been locked in this shed for the entire evening and he's doing nothing. And then all the families come and show up and let him out because Samshik is like, oh my God, I locked both of them in. That's not what I meant to do. And they open it up. And obviously there's a Heimlich joke in there because he's saving her and everyone's aghast because that's what happens. And then we see that Kang Ho had actually been sketching Mi-ju. So he also likes Mi-ju. So mom gets mad at Kang Ho for missing his supplemental studies. We then time jump again to the college entrance exam. And so that's what just keeps happening. So we time jump to the college entrance exam and we find out mom against is awful as she drops him off. But we find out that Kang Ho and Mi-ju have been dating, right? And then, of course, because it's a K-drama, Kang Ho goes to walk into his test and everyone's very, very excited. Miju's very excited for him and gives him all his little presents for good luck. And Miju gets run over by a motorcycle.
Oh
and so Kang Ho runs to her aid and misses the exam.
Oh.
Much to his mother's chagrin, and she kicks him out of the house.
Ooh.
And then we time jump again to him being a steely prosecutor. It's so much, Dr. Chi. So much happened. And that was only the first episode. So then we get to the second episode, and he is a steely, cold, corrupt prosecutor working for the two guys that killed his dad. Yes. So the question now becomes for me, is he doing a big revenge plot? Is he going to go full glory on these guys or not? So we have this whole thing back and forth of corruption and this and that, and mom delusional as fuck that she thinks she has a healthy relationship with her son. And this one doesn't time jump as much. And so we just kind of get through all of this stuff to where he sets the situation up where he's now engaged to the prosecutor's daughter, even though the prosecutor's unhappy, but he's got blackmail on the prosecutor. So he gets the businessman to help work it out. Oh yeah, there's so much happening. Blah, 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 blah. He's engaged. He takes the girl home to basically get his mom to sign off on adoption papers because he's going to be adopted by the business guy. So he's basically being welcomed into the family by both men who killed his dad. Right?
Okay.
I don't know. That's my question, Jill. On some things I thought he knew and it was all a setup. They definitely don't know who he is. Correct. So I wasn't sure if he was getting ready to do this huge revenge thing or what. Regardless, it all goes to shit at the end of episode 2 because girlfriend is driving home because he's tapped out on humanity because everyone sucks in his life, and he passes out in the car, not in a bad way, just an exhaustion sort of way. And she's driving and her scarf flies off her neck. And so she pulls off to the side of the road, broad daylight, gets out to go retrieve the scarf, and along comes a truck of doom. Oh, it's not. That's what I'm saying. It's not boring at all. Truck of doom comes by, crashes into the car, and the car goes over the cliff. Boom. And now he's in the hospital and is going to be coming back home with the mind of a 7-year-old.
Okay. But
that was Good Bad Mother. Yes. Yeah. And it wasn't. I mean, it was irritating, and it was just not what I was expecting. I was expecting a lot of tears and things. And it was more like they teed up this revenge drama and then derailed it completely. That all happened in 2 episodes. Yes. It was amazing. And so, right. Oh, I forgot. Miju also, when we get to the present time, has twins. So she's a mom of twins, but nobody knows who the dad is.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
And so that was really interesting. So I'm super, super intrigued because they've teed up this revenge story, but he clearly has a lot of healing to do because he has got a brain trauma.
Right.
And so I'm very curious to see what happens.
All right. So then, so a lot happens clearly, but what's the vibe? Is there who is it? Calvin was saying, is it like our blues? Is there's their comedy and then there's serious stuff, or is it all he's just been put upon his entire life by his mother, and now he's
well, that was what was really interesting to me, and I think the time jumps is what made it palpable, right? Because you didn't wallow in any of it. It happened, you time jumped. It happened, an event happens, and you time jump. An event happens, and you time jump. And there were good moments in there, like his moments with Miju, and she was a lot of fun. And then the townspeople are a lot of fun. So there's a lot of comedy there. But the story is definitely mom and him having to reconcile. So I'm wondering if all the time jumps are either with what he's remembering as he's back home, or if it's just, it actually flowed really much better than it sounds. It sounds really chaotic, but I actually was really into what was happening. It moved quickly, which was nice. We didn't wallow in any of it, which was great. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, but is mom likable in any way, or is she just...
Well, that's the thing. She's very likable with the townspeople. She's utterly unlikable with her son. And so that's why I'm wondering if maybe all of these scenes that they've shown us of her being the bad mom are from the son's perspective and maybe not the full story, because they jumped so quickly through all of it. You really didn't get any sort of no real sense of what was really happening. It was just an event that occurred. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, also like our Western idea of what a bad mom is, all this corporal punishment for an Asian mom, it's because I want you to be the best that you can be because you need to be a lawyer because that way you will have a stable life. So
Right.
that's not considered like wanting those is not bad.
This is what I will say. What they've shown us so far is that she goes beyond that. He has no friends. He's not allowed to do anything other than study. Anytime he's doing anything outside of studying, it is a waste of time. It's her implementing her life choices on him, and he has nothing to say about it. So his best friend, the girl that he was born with at the exact same time, gets hit by a motorcycle and ends up in the hospital. And she's mad at him for missing the test and kicks him out of the house. So it's like, it's more than just wanting the best for your child. It's like that step beyond in what they've shown us so far.
Right. So,
I mean, she means well for sure. She wants him to live a much better life. But what she's implemented in him, I don't think it's having the effect that she wants.
Oh no, of course not.
Yeah.
No. So listen to me. I'm going to tell you what to do. Yeah.
So he did leave voluntarily, but she also basically told him to get the hell out, right? Yeah. He was like, yeah, all right, fine, I will leave. Bye. And then we time jumped to him being a prosecutor. So he obviously took the test at a later date and became a very good prosecutor.
Yeah.
So it's intriguing. I'm intrigued to see what they're going to do with this because there's so many pieces. There's so many ingredients in this K-drama stew that I'm just like, whoa, where do we go from here, y'all?
Yeah.
So
okay.
Anyway.
Well, it sounds like you were surprised.
I was stunned. I was expecting to turn it off after one episode because I was like, oh God. That's how I was with our blues. I was just like, I don't have the energy for this at all.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
I didn't watch our blues either, but yeah.
This one is definitely it's a Wednesday, Thursday one, Dr. Chi. And it is over on Netflix. So yeah. I give it a shot. I'm super, super intrigued to see Ido Hyun doing the 7-year-old part.
Interesting. Yeah.
So I'm intrigued. All right. So there's that. Sounds exciting. Okay. Thanks for letting me rant on that one.
Of course.
Not sure ranting is right, but yes. All right. So what do we? Okay. So let us bring in some Caitlin to talk about some Queen of Masks. Yeah. All right, Caitlin. What happened in Queen of Masks?
Hello.
Hello. How are you today?
Good. Queen of Masks is definitely what everybody thought it would be. Okay, so like the synopsis, you just read the synopsis, you kind of know what this is going. It's mahjong, it's crime, it's everybody's cheating with everybody has secrets, that type of show. My type of show, basically.
Nice. Okay. All right.
But so it moves pretty fast because like we start out, there's like a 10-year time jump between like the 2 episodes. So it starts off and one of the reasons why there's like a 10-year time jump is like part of the story is you're trying to figure out what happened 10 years ago. So it's like, that's one of the mysteries. So hi everybody. Hi Jill. Hi. So it opens up where it's Shin Yoon-jung's bachelorette party. So the 4 of them, these are the 4 core friends. They've known each other forever. They've known each other since like school, like middle school at least. From the scene that they shot, like as kids, they looked like they were like middle school, maybe high school. Probably more like high school. But they each like described each one of them growing up or whatever. And so it opens up at Shin Yoon-jung's bachelorette party. They're at this club, and her fiance comes in and does this whole like, I hope you enjoy your night type thing, and kind of walks away. And then you find out like it starts to unravel from there. It's like 5 minutes in. It's 5 minutes in, and everything like drama ensues. You find out that Oh Yoon-na, she's having an affair with the fiance. You find out Shin Yoon-jung's character is pregnant from the fiance. You find out
the fiance just gets around.
You find out that Yoo-sun is probably into drugs. Kim Sana is pretty much like the only like goody two shoes type thing. Like she definitely is the quieter of the group. And and so what happens is, and I was actually, this was surprising. I was expecting one of the 4 women to die.
Right.
It ends up being the fiance who gets killed.
In
a random hotel room, because this club was attached to a hotel. So like within the first half an hour, the fiance's dead. Shinunja lost the baby. Oyuya is arrested for the fiance's murder. And then there's a lot of different flashbacks with all these characters. They all went to the hotel room at one point in the night, and something happens to all of them. So like Kim Sun-ah, horrible sexual assault happened to her.
Oh,
Yoo-sun gets into a fight with somebody, but you don't know who. And because she went up there looking for drugs, because I want to say, was it Kim Sun-ah's character, or it was either Kim Sun-ah or Oyuya who said he was into drugs because they were trying to hide the fact that they were having an affair. I think it was Oyuna. And so she went up there looking for drugs because she didn't get it from her original contact she had at the club on the side. So then it jumps. So it does a time jump after that. And you find out that Oyuna like was in prison and kind of like disappeared. So no one kind of knows where she is. And it's the 3 of the other people who are still friends. Yoo-sun's character is kind of like this badass CEO director who is dating a younger person, not like college student, but he's definitely younger. He has a past that we don't really know about. In episode 2, we kind of figure out he used to be a host at one of those host clubs, but I don't think she knows that. So she's kind of like making a lot of money, and he's kind of like her arm candy. Then we have Shinunja's character. I don't have the cast up, but the bride to be. She is like a director of a nonprofit and is dating another director or like an employee of her nonprofit. I wasn't quite sure what his role was. And then Kim Sun-ah is like this really powerful
Dr. Cheese sold.
Really powerful lawyer who is trying to get into politics, but also secretly trying to figure out who sexually assaulted her 10 years ago. And that's where the mask thing comes in. So she literally is the queen of masks. So she remembers this person wearing this really elaborate mask, which you see in the posters. And instead of a murder board, it's literally a board of masks that she's collected over the years of trying to figure out. She finds out this mask is like given to some people from a very exclusive club, and you like has no idea what the club is, has no idea what goes on in this club, but you need an invite, and she doesn't know how to get an invite. So like she knows that whoever sexually assaulted her was either a member of this club or knew somebody who was a member of this club.
Okay.
This hotel room. And she also knows the fiance did not sexually assault her by episode 2 because they ran like a DNA test. So it was somebody in that room because she was drugged too. That was the other thing.
Oh my God.
Lord.
So
oh my God.
Other episode 2 is the 3 friends are trying to buy up.
Carrie also is sold.
Land.
Well done, Caitlin.
Buy up this specific land. And for each of their own profits. So the main girl who got sexually assaulted, she finds out this club's meeting place is in this land somewhere. So she wants to buy it to find this location. The other people like kind of just want to make money and type thing. And like the nonprofit woman wants to build this like nonprofit village and an orphanage and that type of thing. So they each have their own little thing. So,
all right.
Along with that, the main girl wants to be like this politician. So she becomes buddy with this politician And
hang on one second, Caitlin. Marisa's got to bug out, so we just want to say goodbye and say thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone. It was fun. I have to go to work, so love you all. Miss you all. We'll see you later.
See you again soon. Bye. All right, Caitlin.
So the end of it really, so this politician is pretty much going to give the main girl
right? That's what I was thinking.
Place, like his place. Like she's going to become this mayor. He ends up getting murdered on stage, like in front of cameras by his psycho wife because he's been having affair after affair after affair, which she's been okay with until she finds out he's been giving his mistress like a boatload of money. Which we find out at the very end at this guy's funeral that it was Gona who like disappeared after going to prison. So she went to America and got like married, had a baby. The baby like got taken from her by her ex-husband. We don't know who the ex-husband is. And so she's now back looking for the ex-husband, but also kind of getting a revenge on her three best friends because she apparently didn't do the murder, but one of them did maybe. So it's like all that stuff. It's like revenge,
I'm not gonna lie.
murders,
if Isang you in this, I'm not watching it.
Yeah, 2 murders, cheating. All
so
that
did
stuff.
you enjoy it?
I did. I think there's a lot of threads to be connected together. I mean, there's just a lot. There's a lot of
16
stuff.
episodes.
16, yeah.
Oh my god.
And then oh my god, what is his name? The guy from our guy from the Lingers BL.
Oh god, right. Hang on one second. Let's see. What is his name?
I remember his last name, but I don't remember his first name.
Please. Isn't it Johnny Soup?
Yeah, so he's like her secretary.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not really sure like his relationship with all of this, other than the fact looked like he's helping her. And then then we have multiple males, like OG Ho used to be the old boyfriend of Oyusa's character who like went to prison, whatever, and he's now somewhat has a thing for our main girl, which we don't really know if that's gonna happen or not. Because now she's back and probably going to it's not quite clear. I'm hoping that they will eventually at least the girl who went to prison and our main girl, I hope they start working together, but it's very clear that the girl who went to prison is going to want her own revenge at the same time.
Okay, we got dual revenges. Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's basically like we're trying to figure out who murdered the fiance 10 years ago. We're trying to figure out who sexually assaulted our main girl 10 years ago. But we're also trying to figure out like the secret with this club thing as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You're sticking with it. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's Makjang. Yeah, it's totally
Makjang. All right. We have to hear what happened with Oasis. Go.
Okay. All right.
It's a twofer from Caitlin today. Go.
Overall, I gave this a 10 out of 10.
I saw that. So it stuck the landing.
It stuck the landing for me. It could have been better, and a lot of people had issues with the ending. I didn't really mind the ending, though. So, it pretty much, the last 2 episodes was like everything else was laid out on the table.
Okay.
I want to say attorney, and it's not attorney. The general guy just turned out to be a bad guy. Marco. So, the general guy, like, pretty much was like, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that that my family stays intact, no matter how corrupt my family is. So he shoots the spy guy, literally just assassinates him in front of Dohak, who kind of recruited the spy guy saying, hey, do you want to help me out with this? You're clearly, like, I'll get you to America or wherever you want to go, but, like, you need to, like, help me out here. So he, like, put a listening device on him. But then he also recorded his murder because he got murdered right in front of him. Because basically the general guy was like, you know too much. And so, yeah. And we found out the general guy pretty much knew all along that he wasn't his son, but didn't really care because he wanted to stay with the wife. And then the last episode is basically the Duhak and Cholwan find out that they're brothers, and Cholwan kind of goes nuts because he like doesn't know what to do about it.
Right.
But like he actually was more like crazy with like mad as his mom than anything, because his mom was like just again kind of went nuts, like, don't you dare tell the secret, I don't want to know. And she finally just admits it to everybody, and the general so we all think in this final episode that Cholwang's gonna shoot Dohak, right? So Dohak and him are like in a standoff. Junshin's behind him. His mother is there, like Dohak's mother. Like everybody is in this room. All the secrets are laid out. And Cholwan basically is just like talking to his mom and saying like, why didn't you tell me? Why did this have to happen? And so Duhak pretty much like decides to leave. Like they're like, okay. And Duhak gets shot once in the shoulder and kind of dives out of the way, because then the general guy walks in with all of his buddies and they start trying to arrest everybody. And then because everybody's trying to arrest everybody, Duhak tries to leave with his family, and the general guy just pretty much shoots him. Like just pretty much shoots him.
Okay.
and then he gets arrested because he did that in front of the cops. So we have this like really, I thought it was really beautiful, but like you pretty much thought Duhak died. Pretty much.
Okay. It seems like Marco seems to think he did die.
I don't
based
know.
on the comments.
I don't think he did personally. Like he didn't die. Like we saw. So basically, the ending was the attorney. I keep wanting to say attorney. The general gets arrested, and he jumps out of a window to avoid jail. So he commits suicide.
Okay.
The mom goes crazy.
Okay, yep.
I'm not really sure why she went crazy. Either she went crazy because she realized she was going to lose her son because of all the lies, or she also went crazy because her husband committed suicide. I'm really not sure which one. And then the last scene is... Then the last scene is the three of them. You think Duhak died, right? So they show up in this scene, and Cholwang and Youngshin are in this movie theater, back in her movie theater in their town, and they're kind of talking, and Duhak has nowhere to be found. So we're like, he died. But then he like pops up from like the below. Yeah, he pretty much was like slouched in his chair. And outside, Duhak's
He's
mom...
totally dead, Caitlin. Totally dead.
Well,
totally
outside, Duhak's mom meets the prosecutors and the cops are there to arrest somebody. It's not clear who, but she pretty much is just like, can you give them some time? I'm assuming it's Cholwang they wanted to arrest, because he obviously did some really bad things.
Right.
So, yeah, I did not mind the ending. People were not happy on the fact that Cholwan kind of was not redeemed, but sort of redeemed. Like, I don't think people like the fact that they wanted him to either die or want him to get like arrested right away or something along those lines. I think that's what it was. I don't think people were.
But you gave it a 10 out of 10, so you clearly were satisfied with how it ended.
I didn't mind. Yes, I would have I think I would have changed the endings of those three characters a little bit in terms of like. Yeah, I would have liked to see Cholwan kind of maybe like I don't want to see any of them die, honestly, but like. I would have liked to see like Cholwan arrested or like have a little more tight-knit ending than just like who are they going to come and arrest? Like, that's all they did.
Right.
But at the same time, he got his revenge. Like, all the secrets were about, like, everybody knew who killed everybody. The general guy pretty much, like, didn't become a politician. like all of the people that I pretty much hated kind of got the ending I wanted.
Okay. Well, there you go. I mean, you really can't ask for much more. You really can't ask for much more, right?
Yeah. So I wasn't really mad about it. I think it could have been a more horrible ending. I mean, everybody could have died. Honestly,
there is that.
I think that would have been even more horrible as if they died.
Right. Okay. Well, yay! So, yeah. Caitlin, thank you for taking us through the Oasis. Yeah. We appreciate it.
It definitely was. It definitely was Count of Monte Cristo. So.
Okay. Nice. Oh my God, I love it. All right, you guys, and one final finale that we will talk briefly about because it was ridiculous, and I watched it to the bitter end. Pandora beneath the paradise. Yes. Where is Toya? Come and talk to me about our husband, because holy bejesus, this show was nuts. It was nuts, y'all. Let me see. Do they have some pictures? Because it was hilarious. Let's see. What do we got? All right. So I will say this. The show was stupid. It was ridiculously stupid. It wasn't even enjoyably stupid. It was just stupid. But Lee Sang-yoon, do they have the pictures? Going up to the top. I really didn't prepare very well for this.
Yeah, Marco, the production design of Oasis is top notch. Like, if you want good cinematography or acting, watch Oasis, because that was amazing. Lost my headphone.
All right, so this is Lee Sang-yoon in his he is a great bad guy, y'all. I'm sorry, my headphones just died. Hold please. Hold please. This is how long we've been talking. My headphones died. Hold on. I gotta fix some things. Talk amongst yourselves.
The ending, Dr. Chi, the ending was trying to be meta, but it was still, I mean, yeah, I would say, oh yeah, Oasis, Marco, honestly, Duok and Chulwon are dead. I mean, I believe that. I could believe that. Like, that theater scene did seem a little off. Yeah, but everyone is dead. Again, it could be. We didn't see it, but it could be interpreted that way, of course. Yeah, especially since they were, like, watching their own story, which makes sense. So it could be. I feel like I was missing out, but I hadn't watched Korean Minute. At least the mom is super grieving. Yeah. The ending could have been interpreted that way. Yeah. Amazing cinematography. Yes, Dr. Chi. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if the mom was super grieving with that scene, like, she lost everybody, which, again, would make sense. That's a nice interpretation of the ending. Plus, where were all the friends? I mean, but Marco, like, I don't think the friends were needed in that last theater scene, because essentially the entire drama was the story of the three of them. Like, it would have been nice. Chulwon suits never fit him. That's true. That's true. He did look good, though. Like, he did look good because they're dead. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, but the thing is, like, if they're dead, why was Jungshin there, though? Like, was Jungshin dead too in Oasis? Like, the ending? Like, all of them just died? Gina, Pandora, what is Pandora about? Oh, Jen is going to have to figure that one out for you.
There is no figuring out what Pandora is about. It made no sense. It was essentially about people having chips put in their brain so that they could then be manipulated. And that was how we ended up at the end. So, yeah, I don't even know how to explain the ending, so I just won't. I forgot the part of Big Bang where the son pushed a car with a lady and her baby. Oh, God, I did forget that part. I apologize. Yes, we also have been kind of a good bad mother that our boy Kang Ho has. It alludes to the fact that he, to solidify his pact with the two guys, the businessman and the assemblyman. He kills the assemblyman's mistress and their young child, pushes them into a lake. I'm going to guess that once everything is said and done, that he actually did not do that. But they did set that up. Pandora Beneath the Paradise. Really save yourself 16 hours, unless you're a huge Lee Sung-yoon fan. Oh, Toya, there you are. Where do we begin with Pandora? It was a hot mess. Toya, what did you think about the ending? So, blah, 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 all this stuff happens. Can we just, I don't even know how to explain it, you guys, without going through it from everything from beginning to end. Essentially, it boils down to evil people manipulating other evil people with chips in their brains to make them believe things that aren't really happening, and they just lay on a table and live these weird fantasy lives. The episode 16
so like
opens,
the Matrix?
Kind of, sort of like the Matrix, right? Okay. Someone should make a supercut. You couldn't make a supercut. That's the problem, Marco. There's so much that happens, right? But I will say this, and you guys know my love of Lee Sung-yoon, and I've watched some shit that he has been in. As an actor, I have never enjoyed him more. He was so deliciously good as the egomaniacal, evil bad guy, tortured by his love of this fantasy woman he created through AI, basically, and these chips in her head. Like, Toya, back me up on this, right? He was so freaking good. He was just, the story made no sense. Carrie, thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, this one's going long, but we're having a good time. We're glad you made our day. You made our day for hanging out with us. He was just so good. This whole opening of episode 16 is a series of a variety of different scenes where he's not married anymore. This wife and his child that he has, like, he's not married. He's never been married. He's the president. Like, all these things are happening, and he's in jail, and like, and he keep popping around, chewing scenery left and right. But I loved every minute of it, right? And then we find out that he's just on a table and living in this perpetual hell that he can never find. He can never find his wife and child again. He's actually married. So these awful people who've been manipulated by Jaehoon are now basically torturing the man to death. Okay. So everyone sucks. And oh my God, chewing scenery left and right. And so then, blah, 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 he's dead. He does this. He goes to a mountain. He kills himself. He falls over the cliff. Oh, everyone is saved, right? Everything is fine. And we cut to a few years later in Switzerland. And our lead girl, right? Literally, that's the sub. That's a Chiron. A few years later in Switzerland. And
so we're now in Crash Course and Landing.
Yeah. His family is now in Switzerland. She's getting her chip removed so that she can live a full life without being manipulated. The child is fine. And in walks the guy let's see, who is it? Oh, there he is. Okay, let's look at this picture. It's an older picture, but this guy right here, he walks in, and he's kind of the one who created it all, but he was killed. They tried to kill him. These are all his Hatch brothers, right? So they all tried to kill him to take over his technology. Anyway, so he shows up at the Switzerland chalet, and other people are going to be showing up for a visit. And she's like, great, well, here's your room. And she's like, let me go and get some things for you. And as she walks out, and that's she being our lead girl here, which is Hong Tae-ra, she walks out, and he looks scowly and weird, and you're like, shut up, no show, no, you're not doing this show, you're not doing this. And she's like, oh, he needs a towel, and I'm like, oh God, no, just no. And she walks in, and he's supposed to be the good guy, and he's looking into the mirror, and he's taking his shirt off. And remember when I talked about how Lee Sung-yoon took his shirt off, and there was that scar down his back from being struck by lightning? Guess who has the same scar? What? Lee Sung-yoon's not dead. Wait, what? What are you talking about? He shot himself in the head and went over a cliff. How is this fucking possible, show? This makes no sense. And so now his body, because the scar is still there, is in this guy's. Like, what is happening, show? And then they were like, did the ending of an episode. Like, it's so ridiculous to it. And they just look at each other, and it's Lee Sung-yoon, not the actual guy who walked into her house. They're looking at each other, and they both just look, and then they hit the music, and they freeze frame it and go to music and roll credits. Nobody needs a season 2 of this. No one. Gina, I watched all 16 episodes and I'm still lost.
They're trying to make another Penthouse, basically.
Oh my God. Well, my favorite thing, I went to Twitter because I had to. I was like, what is happening? What is going on with this show? And someone said about the writer, they're like, clearly she's writing this one as high as she was when she wrote Penthouse, because this ending makes no sense. And I'm like, thank you. Like, what is going on? Like, it's just dumb. But I will die on this hill. Lee Sung-yoon was magnificent. He was so good. He was so good as the bad guy, and I loved it. I will not watch season 2. I mean, maybe if he's in it, I'll gut through it, but I don't want to. Please don't be in it. Please be in something else. All right, you guys, that is pretty much everything. Is there anything we didn't cover that you guys want to talk about? Let's do some open forum real quick and see if there's anything else. And then we'll just take a real quick look at next week's calendar because it's pretty beefy. And then we'll call it a day. Though I will let everyone know, because Pandora left me with a need, more of an Lee Sung-yoon need, I'm going to be possibly doing a members only rewatch of Wonder Woman. If I'm going to send out a little invite. If you're one of our supporters over on Ko-fi, I will send out an invite. So keep an eye out for that, because I know a few of you guys did not get it last time. Kick me an email if you did not get one from me. I might be setting up just kind of a weekly rewatch of Wonder Woman to satisfy my Lee Sung-yoon needs, because that's just what it is. Anyway, all right, moving on. Anyone's got anything else? Dr. Chi's watching some old stuff. Anything good, Dr. Chi, that we should add on our list? What about you, Caitlin? What's up?
I finished Eighth Sense.
Ooh,
Eighth Sense.
I'm hearing good things about that one.
Which was, if people don't know, it's the recently ended Korean BL drama. It's on Viki. It was great. It was like one of those, again, reminded me a lot of Blooming in terms of cinematography and lighting. It was kind of more of like an indie feel. For one of the main actors, this was his first drama, and for it being his first drama, like, so if you remember, like, because it's 10 episodes, maybe 8. I think it's 10 episodes. Like a couple of weeks back, everybody went crazy on social media because the end of episode 6, like, you think one of the main characters died. So we're like, no, do not make this another really sad gay ending that, like, is somewhat prevalent sometimes in Asian dramas, which did not happen. He didn't die. But what was great about this is it brought up mental health, like, nice, throughout. So nice. like one of the main couple, the I'm not going to remember his name, but he's the senior in college. He was regularly seeing a therapist, and they nice. Showed it. They showed his conversations with therapy. They showed like what he thought about it. They showed why he went to therapy. So I thought that was a really nice touch, because obviously we don't see that a lot in Asian dramas at all. We don't see that a lot in media in general. So that was just really nice to see, and how it, like, helped him as well as helped move the story along. And then also, so basically what happened was he just got in a really bad accident surfing. And so he kind of was, like, out on medical leave for like a month and a half, maybe something like that. And so he comes back, and it's hilarious because he's more sarcastic and a little more, like, confident isn't the right word, like a little more assured in what he wants. Nice. So, like, some of his, like, he has, like, some really snarky slapbacks on some people who, like, so when he comes back, the senior guy is kind of punishing himself because he was there at the accident and couldn't do anything. And so he kind of is, like, back to dating his horrible ex-girlfriend and avoiding our freshman guy. Because one, he lost his brother at a very young age, so he hasn't really healed from that. So to go through that again with somebody he cared for, he kind of was, like, avoiding the both thing. And the good thing, the refreshing thing, is the freshman didn't take it. The freshman was like, I know you like me. I know that you are going through some stuff. Again, along with unintentional love story, like, I will be here when you figure your shit out.
Oh, nice.
And he did eventually. Like, really nice ending of episode 9, and then episode 10 they were like together. The only thing I will say, the best friend of this senior and the ex-girlfriend were horrible people. And again, I did not like their ending because they didn't get anything. Like, they kind of just like became buddy again after, like, the best friend got punched because he literally made a joke about the guy's accident in front of the senior guy and tried to get him expelled from school because he got punched in front of the class. And it's like, now you're like friends with him again by the end of the drama. And the ex-girlfriend who's been trying to like just really mean to the freshman guy the entire show kind of like forgave him in episode 10. I'm like, why are these people kind of just doing that? So
okay. All right.
I'm hoping for a season 2, but it was good. It's a nice little binge.
Oh, they teed it up for a season 2?
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it from social media standards, a lot of people were watching it. So if they do a season 2, I'm not going to be surprised. I don't think they teed it up for one.
Okay.
But it's a good watch. It's a nice little binge. It has a happy ending, so it's not like people have to be worried about that type of thing.
I like happy endings. Absolutely. Yeah. All right. So Marco is invoking the Big Sing Awards. If you guys want to talk about those, none of my favorites, so I really didn't have a lot to say. I'm like, I wasn't horribly surprised by the winners, but they were not my favorites. So, but I know Dr. Chi, based on Twitter, are your favorites one, so that's awesome. You guys, you're happy with that? Anyone? Beck Sing's going once, going twice. Sold. All right, you guys, let's move on to what we've got coming up next week, right? Caitlin, you didn't say anything about the Beck Sings. Did you have no thoughts?
I mean, I didn't really pay attention other than that small little video I saw on Twitter of the girl from Glory winning her award, and then your boy from Bad Mother looking very proud in the audience. I thought that was adorable.
That's adorable.
And I liked. I mean, I watched some of the reactions of people winning. So like, oh my God, her name's blanking. Extraordinary New.
Yeah, Pak Eun Bin.
Yeah, her like acceptance speech and her reaction of being winning like was really nice. And the guy who won new Best Actor, from the Queen one from last year,
the Queen's Umbrella, under the Queen's Umbrella.
He was also in Duty After School, so I was really happy for him.
Who was he in Duty After School?
He was like the prankster guy at the beginning. The prankster guy who, like, remember in like the first episode, he like cleared out the classroom because he stank up the classroom. That was him.
I knew you'd be happy about that one, Marco. I knew that one.
The guy from Narco Saints. Yeah, I'm happy. He did a fantastic job with Narco Saints. But yeah, so I mean, I wasn't really surprised by anybody who won. But I just, again, I liked all the little videos and reactions I saw on Twitter because they're always so heartwarming.
Yeah.
So
okay. I do feel bad from Kim Soo though. She carried that thing on her back. She was doing some heavy lifting. But I mean, Sung Hae Kyo crushed it in the Glory, so I wasn't disappointed there.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, guys, let's take a look at what we got coming up next week. It's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. So let's just look at premieres.
I'm excited for multiple ones next week.
I got 4. Is that correct?
What is the last? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 5, actually.
What's the fifth
4,
one?
5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I miscounted. 4. Yes, you're correct.
Okay. All right. My Perfect Stranger, super excited about, you guys. They changed the title. It used to be originally Run Into You. It's now My Perfect Stranger. This is the Kim Dong-wook drama and they now changed the poster from it being like a crime poster to like this romance poster. So it's kind of hilarious to me.
Also, the trailer looks like super comedic too. So I'm not really knowing. Like, I think it's going to be a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit.
Also, I'm really excited we're getting 2 Kim Dong-wook dramas this
I
month.
know we're getting one at
So
the beginning and then one at the end. It's a lot.
I
Of,
mean, this one was supposed to be in January, so it wasn't planned. Like this one was delayed multiple times. So
murder romance, Dr. Chi, it's coming.
Love it. Yeah,
and it's got Dinky Ju. So I got a lot of people I really dig. So I'm super excited about this one. Let's see.
This will be on Viki.
It will be on. Are we sure it's on Viki?
It's on Viki. I saw it.
Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. Okay. This one is Yoon Hae-jun is the youngest anchor to ever work in his broadcasting station. He is calm and straightforward as a journalist and kind in his personal life. Baek Yoon dreamed of becoming a writer, but wound up working at a publishing company. The two somehow travel back to 1987, as you do. And there, Yoon Hae-jun tries to find the truth behind a serial murder case while Baek Yoon-young attempts to prevent her parents from marrying. They soon realize their objectives are connected. Dun dun dun. One of my favorites though is when they were doing their their press conference. Someone was like to Kim Dong-wook, they were like, "So are you disappointed that you're not in a romance? You had said you wanted to be in a romance." He's like, "Did you watch the trailer to the end? Because there's definitely romance here." Like, dude, like it's kind of hilarious.
He's also playing an anchor again.
Yeah. So all right,
but also he's been in romances before. Like
one
of my favorites, it was a romance.
Yeah. So I thought it was funny. He was just like, dude, like maybe finish the trailer. It was a good All right. We also have Love Mate, which is a BL. And that one is it's not official, but it's probably it is now official. It's on Viki. It depicts So Yi-jun, the team leader of the So What Media content production team, who went on a date with Haram, a newcomer employee, for 3 months to find true love. Done.
Yep. Office drama again.
Office drama. All right, we got that one coming up.
I will be watching.
All That We Loved is, they're not saying it's a weekly or a show dropping all at once, so it's a little confusing. They've only got it's airing 8 episodes. It looks like a teen one. It depicts a solid friendship and sincere love story of 18-year-old youths who cannot give up love or friendship. The drama deals with the unique subject of cellular memory, which hypnotizes that memory, I can't pronounce this word. Hypothesizes, thank you. That memory is transferred to organ transplant recipients. That's a lot. That's a lot for a teen drama, y'all. I mean, I'm intrigued by the concept, but for 18-year-olds, I'm not really sure I'm into that one. But there we go. And that one coming up. And then the one
wait. Was this the one that we were talking about like a couple of weeks ago where one person likes the girl and then like his best friend gets his kidney or something and his best friend starts liking the girl? Is this the same one?
Is that it? Oh my God.
I want to say this is the same one.
Let's see. He's also blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah, here we go. He's preoccupied with protecting Junhee, but after he donates his kidney to Junhee, he becomes rivals in love.
Yes, okay, so this is the one. This will also be on Viki.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to watch it, but I look forward to hearing about it. And then I think the one that we are all very much looking forward to, Tale of the Nine-Tailed 1938. I can't wait for this one, you guys. I just cannot. Cannot. Like, look at this poster. I mean, come on, y'all. Like, I don't even care what it's about. Like, I can read it. The unexpected case with Young travels back in time where he re-encounters Roo Young Hongju. Blah, 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 blah. Don't care. Sign me up. I'm there. I'm so excited. So excited. Listen, I can't wait for the brothers to reunite. I can't wait to see all these people again. You can't wait to see your girl here in all red. I mean, this cast is just amazing. Look at them.
It's on Amazon Prime.
It's on Amazon Prime. It's going to be easy to watch. Y'all, I'm super jazzed.
Have you seen the behind the scenes of the poster making?
No.
Okay, there's 2 specifically I've seen. One is the 2 brothers are sitting on a couch. And
I did see part of that, yes.
Kim Bum is like trying to look angry because he's trying to like hug him. And he like literally starts laughing. So like it's just really because he's like trying to look angry, and then he's like, I can't do this, and starts laughing. The other one is they're trying to take the big poster, the one with everybody, and my girl with the humongous sword keeps hitting the guy with his. I don't know his name. I know his face, but in the poster he has a flame on his hand.
Oh, okay.
She keeps hitting him in the head because she has that thing over his shoulder, and she also couldn't pick it up at the first time. So they were like helping. It was hilarious. It was absolutely hilarious.
Oh, Dr. Chi, you didn't like the first one? I think the reason this one I'm even more excited for is I think because there's no romance per se, because she's that true love is already in the future and he has to get back to it or whatever. I think this is just going to be like our brother antics and just what I just am super excited for.
But isn't my girl? She's a previous love interest of his, though.
Is she?
I want to say she is. I want to say they had a thing.
They might have, but he's coming back in time. So it's not like we're just visiting him in 1938. He's coming back from the present.
Right.
So he's not going to, I don't think we're going to see a love story develop there. Right?
Okay, yeah.
I mean, listen, I'm not opposed to it. I'm just simply saying the setup does not allow for a lot of romance.
True. I mean, do we know though that there's still like, is this before he met his one true love in the present? We don't know where he was in the present when he goes back.
No. It's actually in the one of the descriptions I read. It is he's trying to get back to his love and life and all that kind of stuff. That's all. Okay. It's all. He's coming from after the end of the first season, going back to 1938 because they're talking about how his relationship with his brother is different and the whole thing. So So yeah, so I'm
maybe it's like a one-sided thing.
It's possible. I mean,
listen, she likes him or something,
right? I mean, I'm just looking forward to the antics and all of that kind of stuff. I'm really looking forward.
I mean, have you seen the trailer? Jeez.
Yes. Cannot wait. And I seriously, I think you guys saw me. I put this out when it first came out. The gasp I let out with Kim Bum. I'm like, I didn't even know I was such a Kim Bum fangirl. I was like, oh! Lost my shit. Oh my God. All right, you guys. Whoo, boy, that was a beefy one, but so much fun. Thank you, y'all, so much for hanging out with us. Yes, Outlander style. If you are on the replay, thank you. Leave us your comments below. Let us know what you thought about all of these or what you're most excited about next week. If you're listening to us on the podcast, thank you so much. If you can, y'all, it helps us out a lot. Give us a like or a follow or a subscribe and all that good stuff. And Caitlin, thank you once again for hanging out with me. Marisa, we love having you, so come back again. We hope everything gets worked out so we can all hang out again soon. And y'all, we will. Oh, you know what? I apologize. I have to say this. Not next week. We will not be here next week. I apologize. I have family coming in from out of town. Not next week. With that said, have a great week, y'all, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye.